A reading from the prophet Isaiah. All of you who are thirsty, come to the water. Whoever has no money, come, buy food and eat. Without money, at no cost, buy wine and milk. Why spend money for what isn't food, and your earnings for what doesn't satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good. Enjoy the richest of feasts. Listen and come to me. Listen, and you will live. I will make an everlasting covenant with you, my faithful loyalty to David. Look, I made him a witness to the peoples, a prince and commander of peoples. Look, you will call a nation you don't know. A nation you don't know will run to you because of the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, who has glorified you. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus withdrew in a boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them, and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now late. Send the crowds away so that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus said to them, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They replied, "We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven, and blessed and broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the crowds. And all ate and were filled, and they took up what was left over of the broken pieces, 12 baskets full. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Last week I talked about the quietude of summer, those long days when life slows down just enough for God to get our attention. I named how summer disrupts our regular rhythms, loosens our schedules, and gives us space to breathe. And today's gospel begins with Jesus trying to do exactly that. Matthew tells us that Jesus withdraws to a deserted place by himself. He's grieving. He's tired. He needs rest. But the crowds follow him. And when he steps off the boat, instead of solitude, he finds thousands of people waiting. They are hungry and hurting and hopeful. Summer rest is holy, but sometimes rest gets interrupted. And Jesus shows us what grace looks like in those moments. Matthew says he had compassion for them. Not annoyance, not frustration. Compassion. The quiet place becomes a place of mercy. And then the disciples come with a very reasonable suggestion. Send them away so they can buy food. But Jesus says something astonishing. You give them something to eat. In other words, you don't have to send hunger away. You don't have to send need away. You don't have to send people away. You can feed them because I am here. Summer teaches us this too. When our rhythms slow, we begin to notice needs that we usually rush past. And Jesus meets those needs not with scarcity, but with abundance. The disciples bring what they have, 5 loaves and 2 fish. It's not much. In fact, it's barely anything. But in Jesus' hands, the small becomes more than enough. It's the same truth we heard in last week's parables: the mustard seed, the yeast, the hidden treasure, the pearl of great price. The kingdom grows quietly. The kingdom grows from small things. The kingdom grows in the places where we slow down enough to notice God at work. Summer gives us eyes to see those small things again. Isaiah 55 echoes this miracle with a beautiful invitation. All of you who are thirsty, come to the water. And you who have no money, come, buy and eat. It's the same message. Come. You are welcome. You will be fed. You will be satisfied. Isaiah promises that God's abundance is not earned, it is given. And Jesus embodies that promise on the hillside, breaking bread until everyone has enough and more. My friends, summer rest is holy. But even when rest is interrupted, God meets us with compassion. Even when we feel we have little to offer, God multiplies it. Even when hunger shows up, our hunger or someone else's, God provides. The long days of summer are God's invitation to slow down, to notice the needs around us, and to trust that Jesus can take whatever small thing we bring and turn it into abundance. Because the God who feeds 5,000 is the same God who feeds us in quiet places, in disrupted places. In fact, in every place. Amen.